Hello everybody, it's Mr. Montgomery again. Today we are doing lesson 1-7. It should say so at the top of your paper. And if you're not too sure what page that is on in your Robot and Turtle book, we're on page 29. Okay, 2 in the tens place, 9 in the ones place. So we've been doing a lot of subtraction lately. And today we are kind of going back to addition, but it's going to be a little goofy looking. And you're going to see exactly what I mean. Because instead of giving us two small parts and we figure out the total, they're telling us one part and the total. We have to figure out the other part, the missing part, which can be a little confusing for some friends. So make sure you're paying very close attention. But as always, we can always make a quick picture to help us solve for these problems. Okay? You just have to pay very close attention to certain words. All right. Also, for when we draw, you can make sure that you use a red and a blue crayon if you like. If not, we can use two different shapes. I'll do both, so no worries. But if you have your crayons and you want to use them, go for it. Just make sure you're not drawing too big, okay? So let's go ahead and read. And when we hear something very special, make sure you're telling me to stop so I know that we heard something special. There are 5 train cars. Did you say stop? Did you hear something? Yeah, you heard a number, didn't you? I sure did too. I heard this number 5, and I know that's very important because they're giving us this number right away. And that says more train cars join. So more and join are actually pretty special words. Those two words are going to tell us that we're adding. Now there are 9 train cars. Did you hear something special in that sentence? I did too. It's this number 9 right here. So make sure that you circle that number 5 and the number 9. So now they're asking us how many train cars joined. So we know that we had 5 and we end with 9. So if we were to make this into a number sentence or an addition sentence, we're going to say 5. We have 5 train cars plus some that join. We don't know how many, so we can't put a number. So I'm going to put a blank space. Equals 9 total. Now I know this looks a little scary maybe, but don't worry. I'm going to show you a nice easy way to solve for this. The first thing we do is we put our part that we know, which is 5. This is the part we know because they tell us that at the beginning of the story. So let's go ahead and draw 5 train cars, and we're just going to make squares. So let's make 5 blue squares. So if you have a blue crayon, we're going to use that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So here are the 5 train cars that they tell us that we have already. But now we need to find out how many more we need to get to 9. Don't worry. Oh, and also, if you would like to number these, that is a-okay. This might actually help you out. So we can go ahead and number these train cars right here, so we don't forget how many we made. We have 5. So if you have red, I'm going to use a red. You can use that along with me. If you don't have a different color crayon, well, there are a couple different options we can do. We can just draw a different shape, or we can make a little line showing that this is one part. I'm going to put this in a box here. This is the part we know. I'm going to label that. You don't have to label it, but I am. Part we know that there's 5. Now, all we're going to do is we are going to keep drawing, but we are going to count from 5 at the same time. Okay? So we start from 5. What number comes after 5? 6. So remember, if you didn't do that and you just want to draw a different shape, we can do that. So 6. Now remember, as we draw, we need to make sure we stop at what number? Here's a little hint. At 9. We make sure we stop at 9. Okay? So we have 6, 7, 8, 9. So 7. You can number these two if you want. You don't have to. So this, I'm just showing you guys that we have 9 all together. We have a total of 9 cars, train cars. But now we need to figure out how many we drew after those 5. So we just count what we drew. So if you made circles, you're going to just count the circles. If you made red squares, you're just counting these red squares. So let's go ahead and count them. Ready? 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we made 4 more train cars. So our answer is 4. That is how many joined. So we have 9 altogether. Our first part was 5, and we made 5. The missing part, let me write that down, missing part. This was our missing part right here that we found. Okay, so we have 2 different parts, 5 and 4, and they make 9 altogether. Okay, so now in our blank space down here, we're going to make sure we write 4, because 4 cars joined, and we are able to answer their question. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn to page 30, and we're going to do some practice ones together. Okay, so on page 30, remember, if you need more time, you can always pause the video. You should see for Goldfish in a bowl. I know it kind of has the dotted numbers in your book, but you guys know I like to work through these problems together and pretend that those numbers weren't there, because we need as many practice problems as we can get. So let's go ahead and read this story together. Bobby has 4 fish. 4 is very important. This is going to be the part we know. And all these fishies are in this bowl. So this is the part we know. All right? He buys more fish. Now we don't know how many fish he buys. Or how many more fish. We know he has 4, so that's our first number, 4. We need to put our plus sign. We can't put anything in the second space yet, because remember, they just say he buys more. There's no number there. So we're going to leave it blank. And then it says, now he has 7 fish. And remember, this is our big total. So he had 4, and he bought more. Now he has 7. All we're going to do is we are going to draw the missing part outside of the fishbowl. So we're going to start after 4. So we have 1, 2, 3. We have 4 fish right here. We're going to start counting after 4 all the way to 7. Okay? So let's start doing that. So we have 5, 6, 7. Oh, stop. I reached 7. Now, how many circles did I draw? 1, 2, 3. I drew 3 circles, so 3 is our answer. 4 plus 3 equals 7. Now, if you draw your circles or your shapes and you're not sure if you have the right answer, you can count everything here all together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 altogether, so we did a good job. I do want to show you guys just one more trick in case you like using a number line. Some friends do. If this is too confusing for you, you don't have to use the number line. But I'm going to draw one right here. And I'm going to start 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay. The other way we can do this is, if I'm going to just erase that real quick. If we know two numbers, we can solve for any problem. So our first number is 4. You can put a little dot on a 4. Our next number is 7. Put a dot on the 7. That's our total. And now we're just going to count the jumps that it takes to go from 4 to 7. 1, 2, 3. And we stop because we reached the other dot. And look, we count our jumps. 1, 2, 3 jumps. And it's still going to be 3 as our missing part. So we have 3 fish. Oop, that wasn't the prettiest 3, but that's okay. Alright, so there's 2 ways we can do this. You can either draw a picture. If drawing a picture works for you, then stick with it. My biggest rule here with math is if something works for you, keep using it. Don't try to use other stuff that you feel is confusing. If you know how to do this already, don't change what you're doing if you're still getting the correct answer. Okay? Let's go ahead and go on to page 31. Now I gotta load it, but for you, it's gonna be just right next to page 30. Alright, here's page 31. You should see a bunch of stickers at the top, and then the next problem has a whole bunch of red cars and stuff like that. So we're all on page 31 right now. If you need more time, press pause and get to that page, okay? And then hit play whenever you're ready. So for number 2, now you guys probably noticed that I made a number line at the top here. If you're watching this in school, I'm sure you have a number line with you or on your desk. So you can always use the number line you have on your desk, okay? Or ask your teacher for one. So number 2 says Mary has 4 stickers. So we have 4. And you can even count the stickers to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pat gives her more stickers. How? Now Mary has 8 stickers. That's pretty special. How many stickers did Pat give Mary? The first thing we need to do is set up our addition sentence. Remember, we are adding right here. I mean, really, you could subtract also, but I don't want to go into that and confuse any friends. I'll go into that at a different time for some friends that think this might be a little easy. So let's set this up. Our first part, the part that we know, is in the picture. So that is the first number in our sentence, 4. We don't know how many more she's given. So we leave that blank. We put our equal sign. And we end up with 8 somehow. We don't know exactly how we do that, but we end up with 8. So I'm going to let you try this one on your own. Don't worry, we will go over it together, but I want you to use the method that works best for you. If drawing a picture and counting on works, then go ahead and do that. If using a number line works, then I made a number line at the top for you, or you have one on your desk. You can use either one. Okay? So I'm going to give you guys just a few moments to solve this. We have the part we know, which is 4. We need to find this missing part. How many more do we need to make 8? Okay, if you're still working on this, hit that pause button for me, okay? But if you're all done, we're going to go over this together. And I'll use both ways. I'll use the drawing and I'll use the number line. Okay, so if we have 4 stickers to start, we're given some more. We end up with 8. We need to count on from 4 because that's what we have, right? We have 1, 2, 3. We have 4 stickers. we need to count on from 4, and then when we get to 8, we're going to stop drawing. Okay? So we have 4, then 5, 6, 7, 8. I counted to 8, so I stop, and I can look at how many circles I'd made. 1, 2, 3, 4. That was weird. Let me draw. Some reason I erased, guys. Sorry about that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So our answer is 4. We can also do this with the number line. The part we know was 4, so I'll make a dot there. The part, or the total was 8, so I'll make a dot there. And now I'm just going to count the jumps to see how many jumps it takes to get to 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I made 4 jumps. So our answer is still 4. Either way, you get the same answer. So how many more stickers did she get? She got 4. All right, go ahead and try number 3. I'll read it first for you. Okay, but then I want you to try this on your own again. Billy draws 4 red cars. Then he draws some blue cars. We don't know how many he has though. Now there are 10 cars. How many blue cars did Billy draw? So go ahead and make your addition sentence and then find out what that missing part is. All right, if you're still working on this, hit the pause button. Okay, you know this. You can hit the space bar or tap the screen. Then, whenever you're ready, hit play, and then continue with the video. All right, so let's read this again and figure it out. Billy draws 4 red cars. Then he gets some blue cars. Now he has 10. Well, we know the first part is 4. Wait, you know what? I totally forgot to erase the jumps I made on that number line. All right, here we go. So the part we know is 4 plus some missing number equals 10. 10 is our total. So we can draw a quick picture. We have 4 cars. So we're going to count on from 4 all the way to 10. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I reached 10, so I stop. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 4 plus 6 equals 10. Again, we can do this with our number line. 4 is the part we know, so we make a dot there. 10 is our total, so we make a dot there. And we just count the jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We reached 10, so we stop. And we had 6 jumps. And either way, we still get 6 as our answer here, as our missing part that we found. So what I'm going to have you try completely on your own. I'm not going to give you the answer to this one. You'll have to check with your teacher. This is going to be your independent practice here. And if you're in my room, there will be another worksheet on the back table. So once you finish number 4, go get that other worksheet and give that a try. If you're not in my class and you're watching this, make sure that after the video you ask your teacher what he or she would like you to do next. But don't interrupt though. Make sure that you're very kind, respectful, and you raise your hand. Some girls are on the bus. 2 boys get on the bus. Now there are 7 children on the bus. How many girls are on the bus? Now they're asking for 2 different equations. I'm not worried about that. Go ahead and try solving this one on your own. We know that there's 2 boys. There's a total of 7. We need to find that missing part. But go ahead and do that one completely on your own. Guys, I hope this video was very helpful for you. I hope that you're not super confused by this. I know it's a very weird lesson, but we're going to do the best we can, okay? If you have any questions, make sure you ask your teacher. So I'll see you guys next time, and I hope you have a great day.